Well. Guess who's back in the motherfucking house? And if you don't know who I am, my name is Perry's Ratliff, and I have hands down. Wait a minute, I really gotta stress this shit. Hands down, the greatest Backpage stories of all fucking time. And this right here is an emergency Backpage stories, because this shit just happened to me literally like a fucking maybe an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? What's today, man? What's today? Today is fucking what's today? It's January. It's Friday, January 4th, and it's 10:47 p.m. This is an emergency Backpage stories, and it's Friday the 4th, okay? But I'm probably not gonna put this shit out until, man, shit, I don't fucking know, man. Maybe Sunday night. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, so I got some other shit to do. I might put this shit out either Monday night or Tuesday morning, because I got a possible interview lined up for Saturday, so a nigga gonna be a little busy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how soon I'm gonna put this shit out, but this is an emergency Backpage fucking stories, man. So fuck all the small talk. I'm about to jump right into this shit. So this is Backpage Stories episode, what the fuck episode am I on? Fucking 18. I'm on fucking Backpage Stories episode 18. So how has my 2019 been so far, you might ask? Well, don't worry, I'm about to tell you, right? So I had been trying to figure out which Backpage story I want to tell, because I got a few good ones that I've been meaning to get to for a long time, but I figured, well, I haven't did an interview in a while. Maybe I should see what's been going on with some of these hoes. So I began to like go through my little scouting process, right? And usually it's pretty easy, but this time around, I'm gonna be honest, man, this shit been hard as fuck. I mean, I don't know about every other place, but in Chicago, the finesse game is at an all-time fucking high. It's people catfishing. I mean, hoes doing cash and dash. The police playing games. Oh, and by the way, police, if you all listen to this shit, you guys gotta step your fucking game up. I mean, I know it's you, okay? I am the grand master of Backpage, bitch. You can't fool me. I mean, I be scrolling and I be like, look at this old police shit. I mean, it's obvious that it's you. I mean, you're not even, you know what you guys need to do? You guys need to hide. You know, I'm not even going to tell you no fucking secret. No, fuck y'all. I'm not even going to tell y'all the fucking secrets, man, because y'all are fucking up pussy out here. And y'all fucking trolling on the internet. When the fuck did the police become fucking internet trolls? Like, this is some bullshit, man. Y'all are fucking up the game, okay? And also, it's some other crazy shit that's going on in Chicago, but I'll bring that shit up a little later, right? So back to my story, man. So after like 3 days of looking for a good interview, I found a bitch that I figured had some potential. The pictures look legit, and I found her through that site that I had been telling you guys about. You know what I'm saying? You know the site with the fuck. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. The site that I tell you motherfuckers to message me about, blah, blah, blah. So, you know what I'm saying? And on this special site, I also had the privilege to check out her fucking reviews just so I could see what was to this bitch, right? So she had 12 reviews and they was all pretty good. So I was like, oh shit, this bitch is a winner. And according to her profile, she was 27 And on her pictures, she looked like a thick stripper type bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had like the stripper. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to refine her fucking profile, and I'm gonna post a few pictures. Well, you know, like the pictures that ain't got too much naked shit, because the fuck, you know, it's fucking YouTube, man. You can't put shit like that on fucking YouTube. But the pictures that are a little decent and shit that I might blur out, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put that shit and the fucking reviews that this hoe had somewhere right here, somewhere in this area. Like, you know, I'm gonna post them shits right here when I go back and like do the editing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to take a look at the fucking reviews, because it's very important for you to look at the reviews, because it may serve some type of purpose, you know, later on in this fucking story. And, you know, for you guys that's listening to this shit on SoundCloud, I mean, you can't see the shit, you know. But I will say this: it's not really important for you to see the shit. I mean, because it doesn't take away from the fucking story. I mean, if you see this shit, it's a little better, you know what I'm saying? And as we going, I'm gonna try my best to give you enough information where you can fucking tag along with the shit. But I do encourage you to go, you know, jump on fucking YouTube so you can take a fucking peek and see what's going on, and, you know, just fucking do that. Alright, but anyway, let me get back to my shit. So anyway, I start to text back and forth with the bitch just to get to know her a little bit, and also to explain how my fucking show goes. And judging by the messages that we, you know, was sending back and forth and how she was responding, this hoe seemed to have a little personality. And I was like, perfect. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that was pissing me off just a little bit is that this bitch kept asking me, like, she kept texting me and shit like, do you want to play? And I'm like, nah, you know, I just want to come over and do a fucking quick interview. I really don't want to, you know, spend no fucking cash today, you know, no thanks. And then, like, a little time will pass again, and she'd be like, are you sure you don't want to play? And I'm in my head, I'm like, damn, who the fuck is this bitch? Chucky? Are you Chucky, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Are you fucking Charles Lee Ray, bitch? No, I don't want to play. I just want to fucking do an interview. So we set a time for later. We set a time for later on today, and the bitch was just like, okay, just text me when you on your way. And I was like, okay, bet. So boom. After that, I stopped by the store to get some fucking change, because with all my interviews, I always try to offer a bitch a small donation, because I know that a hoe's time is money. And being the vet that I am, I never try to disrespect the game. And I'm going to keep it all the way real, right? Because this is the honesty show. So I try to give you motherfuckers, like, you know, I tell you motherfuckers what's really going on. And, you know, I'm just telling you motherfuckers my real life. Like, this is the honesty show. So sometimes I get bitches that be like, nah, I'll pass. You know, I'll pass on that interview shit. And I be like, wait, bitch, let's get this straight. So you would rather suck a strange dick than talk to a motherfucker for a few minutes that could potentially add up to the same amount of money. Bitch, are you handicapped? So what the fuck is wrong with you? You would rather me come over and stick my strange dick into you than just talk to me for just a little bit. I mean, the shit don't make no fucking sense to me. So anyway, I'm standing in line. This bitch calls my phone and says, where you at? You know what I'm saying? She was like, you still coming? And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm just in the store trying to make some change. And then this bitch paused and said, can you bring me a Pepsi? And I said, excuse me? And then she said it again. She said, can you bring me a Pepsi? And I thought to myself, wait a minute. I know this ain't. I know. Nah, it's impossible. I mean, I saw the reviews. Maybe this bitch just got a husky ass voice. Maybe this bitch had a cold. I don't know. I was in denial. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. But anyway, I told the bitch, no, I ended up not getting the fucking Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not getting out of line and then getting back in line for this baritone bitch. I just wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I was ready to do the interview. It was already late than a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Well, it was getting late, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get the fucking shit over with, right? So I ended up making it to the bitch's house, and when I get there, she was staying in a small single family home. And it was in a pretty badass neighborhood. I'm gonna be honest, like the neighborhood was bad as fuck, but the house was pretty decent. It wasn't like a fucked up looking house. Like, it was in pretty goddamn it was in pretty good ass shape, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of weird because like the neighborhood looked abandoned and shit. I mean, it was already like 9 o'clock and shit, so it was dark as fuck. And I'm not even bullshitting. It was only like 2 working street lights on this bitch's block. I mean, it looked like I either stepped into a scene from A Nightmare on Elm Street, or it looks like I was about to engage in a choreographed knife fight with Michael Jackson. I didn't know what the fuck was about to go. I didn't know what the fuck was about to happen. So I texted this bitch and I told her I was in front of the house, and she texted me back, no weapons allowed inside. And I texted back, cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm just bringing in my recording shit. I'm not coming in to kill you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So when you see me with a bag in my hand, that's just my recording equipment. So I'm in my truck getting my shit together, right? And then this motherfucker starts flashing the porch light on and off. And I wanted to say, bitch. But I was like, yo, you good? And then she yelled out, she was like, oh, I'm just making sure you saw me. Excuse me. Let me do the voice she did. Oh, I'm just making sure you saw me. And again, I'm like, yo, what's with this bitch's voice? I mean, this bitch had Drake's singing voice. I'm like, yo, this bitch, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, the pictures look good, but this, you know. Anyway, like I said, I had did my research and everything checked out, so I just played it like it wasn't no big deal. I was like, you know, I know this shit ain't, you know, I know this ain't no funny shit, but just, I mean, I saw the reviews. I looked at this bitch. So when I looked over to the house, right, she was standing in the doorway, and when she was standing in the doorway, you know, I couldn't really see her that good, because like I said, it was already dark, and like she had the porch light on, and this bitch was kind of like in the fucking shadows and shit. But I could see that she had on a gray, it was like a grayish sundress type situation, right? And from what I could see, she was shaped pretty well. Like, this bitch had a pretty decent shape from what I could see. But, you know, I'll get to that shit in a second, right? So I walked up the steps into this fucking house, right? And when I walk into the fucking house, I'm standing in the fucking living room. And the living room was dark as fuck. Like, the only light that was on at the time was coming from, it was like the back of the house. I think it was probably like the kitchen, and it was a light coming from like a bedroom. So it was a little bit of light, so I could see the bitch, but I couldn't see the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So she asked me if I could raise my arm so she could check me for weapons and shit, right? And I was like, cool, because I've done like tons of fucking in calls, right? And believe it or not, I know a lot of you motherfuckers, if you fuck with this shit, like, you know, like me, a lot of escorts do this shit. So this was nothing that wasn't too weird to me. It was nothing that wasn't normal. So I put my fucking arms up, right? And this bitch starts patting me down, right? and she pats me down underneath my pits, and you know what I'm saying, she goes down my thighs and pats me down and shit, and then she pats me down toward my sock, and when she pat me down towards my sock, I know she probably felt my donation, because you know that's where I put my fucking money. I told you, I already told y'all, we're not gonna go back into that shit, but I always put the fucking money in my fucking sock. Never go into a motherfucking bitch's house with your motherfucking wallet. Never forget that shit. Never go with your fucking wallet. Put the fucking money in your fucking sock. I mean, you don't have to, but that's just my method. But I talked about that shit before, and let me just keep going, right? So like I said, man, this bitch starts patting me down and shit, right? And then the pat down ends with her grabbing my fucking reproductive system. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, this bitch had my fucking coin purse in her fucking hands, right? And it was already about 60 seconds then passed since I'd been in the fucking house, right? And after the 60 seconds had passed, my eyes finally began to adjust to the dog, right? And her hands are still around my fucking coin purse, right? And this is weird, so right as my fucking eyes adjusted to the dark, I'm sure you're probably already aware of what the oh my god. Oh fuck. I'm sure you already know what the fuck, where the fuck I'm going with this shit. I was like, oh no. So at this point I had a dilemma on my hands, right? Because part of me was like, Paris, just take your ball and go home. But another part of me was like, damn, this interview about to be fired than the motherfucker. Because it was no way I wasn't going to bring up the fact that this bitch was Optimus fucking Prime. It was no fucking way. This bitch was a fucking Photobot. A fucking Photobot, man. I mean, it'd be a nigga in a flannel, right? It'd be a nigga in a flannel with Timberland boots and shit, right? And then that nigga say, Photobots, roll out. And then it go from a nigga in fucking Timbs and a fucking flannel shirt to a nigga in leggings and lashes, right? And the real question is, like, how does this shit keep fucking happening to me? Like, what? Am I fucking, like, am I a magnet for this shit? Like, I'm real upset about this. I'm not even gonna bullshit, man. I'm not even gonna bullshit. Like, this shit just keeps fucking happening to me. And if someone from the LBGT community is listening to this and they get offended, I want to personally let you know from the bottom of my heart and on my grandmother's head, on my mother's side of the family, that I don't give a fuck. Because I have been sexually assaulted by members of your community on numerous occasions. And each time I took that shit on the fucking chin. No homo, by the way. No homo. And you know, it was weird. I was just talking to this dude that listens to my channel. It was not too long ago, and he suggested that I interview a trans escort. Oh, by the way, if you motherfuckers are slow, when I say Optimus Prime, it was a fucking transsexual. It wasn't a woman. When the fucking lights adjusted, I was like, oh no, you know what I mean? Because the motherfucker got me, alright? I got catfish to the extreme, you know what I'm saying? That's for the slow motherfuckers that didn't understand what the fuck was just going on right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure you motherfuckers are pretty savvy. You probably realize, like, oh shit, I realized what the fuck. But there's some motherfuckers that don't understand what the fuck I meant when I said Optimus Prime. So listen, Transformer. You know what the fuck I'm getting at. So what the fuck was I talking about, right? I don't even. What the fuck? Oh, I was talking about the dude that the dude had suggested that I interview a fucking trans escort. And that's something I had actually been intending on doing, but this time it fucking just happened by fucking mistake. It landed right in my fucking lap. No homo. Again. Okay, so anyway, after the pat down / assault, the bitch says, do you get the donation? And I was like, yeah. She was like, okay, just put the donation on the couch. So I put the donation on the couch, and then she was like, okay, follow me to the bedroom. We can do the interview in the fucking bedroom. And when she said in the bedroom, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I wanted to get the shit. I had to have this fucking interview. So I just said, fuck it, man. And I followed this bitch to the fucking bedroom, right? So when we get in the bedroom, this bitch grabs a fucking body towel and she lays it across the foot of the bed. And she says, you can sit down and make yourself comfortable. And when she laid that fucking towel down and told me to get fucking comfortable, I felt like a hot bitch that was about to do a fucking casting couch porn. Like, I'm like, oh shit, am I on a fucking casting couch? This shit, it was weird as fuck, right? So I sit down, and now, you know, and now that we are in the light, I can really see this motherfucker's face. And bro, this motherfucker was at least 42 years old, right? This nigga had on red lipstick and a gang of fucking makeup, but that 5 o'clock shadow was powering through that makeup like we will not be denied, bitch. Like, I could see the fucking 5 o'clock shadow through the fucking makeup, right? And I was like, damn. And then this motherfucker just kept, you know, like, telling me I was sexy and shit, and it was making me uncomfortable. And then the motherfucker, this motherfucker, put her hand on my shoulder, looked me dead in my eyes, and was like, damn, you sexy. And in my head, I was like, Raul, fetch me my pistol. We might have to clap this bitch. I swear to God, man. So she leaves out the bedroom, and then she comes right back in with the money that I left in the living room, right? And she puts the money up to the fucking light to make sure that the shit was real. And as she was putting the fucking shit up to the light to make sure it was real, I was thinking in my head, I was like, damn, this bitch had to put the fucking money up to the light to make sure it was real. And I had to put this bitch in the light to make sure she was real. That's crazy, right? So after she checks the money, she sees me setting up my equipment. And when I pick up my phone, she starts freaking out and shit, talking about, you not video recording me, right? And I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I don't do shit like that. I do this shit all the time. I was like, when I do my fucking interviews and shit, I don't do video. I only do audio because I respect the game. And then she was like, let me see. And then this bitch grabbed my phone, like trying to make sure that, you know, I wasn't recording her and shit like that. Then she starts going through my equipment bag and shit. And I was like, yo, chill out. I was like, you know, I told you I'm not recording you, bitch. Like, I was like, are you nervous? And she said, no, my pimp is in the kitchen, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. And then when she said my pimp is in the kitchen, I paused for a second, right? Because I had to assess the situation real quick. Because I had no idea that there was another body in that fucking house. So I took that new information and I just tucked that shit in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll just tuck this in my pocket for later. You know, and then I tried to proceed with the fucking interview. But as I started talking, she started asking me to tone down because I was being too loud, and And I was like, yo, this is how I talk. You know what I'm saying? I was like, especially when I talk about hoes, I get excited. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was trying to tell, like, listen, this is what I do. I'm like this all the fucking time. Like, this is how I talk, right? So I tried to kick the interview back off, and again, she was like, I'm gonna need you to tone it down, and she was like, can we just have like a regular interview, or you just talk to me and I talk to you, and you know, she was like, if you don't, hold on, what did this bitch say? She was just like, I'm trying to remember what this bitch said something else, but I can't fucking remember what the fuck the bitch said, right? But basically, I was like, listen, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to have a fucking, just a regular conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like with the way that I talk and shit, I was like, we can just go to my truck and we can knock it out up in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you trying to be quiet because you got other people in the house, or I don't know what the fuck going on, but we can just go on my truck and we can do this shit up in there. You know, I was like, because I do interviews in my truck sometimes too, because sometimes these hoes be living with people. You know, I was trying to be modest. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, I'm really trying to get this fucking interview off, because I know I was about to go in on this motherfucker. Like, I don't know what question I was gonna pop out. Like, so you a man? You know, I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say, but I was gonna bring that shit to fucking light, and I couldn't wait to get that aha moment. You know what I'm saying, out this bitch, because this whole time, I think she still thought that I thought she was 100% woman, you know. And as I'm talking, I'm never gonna call the bitch a he, because like I said, I got respect for the LBGT community, and I know that, you know, you don't like that shit. If you are a she, you are a she. I'm not gonna disrespect the community, right? But anyway, when I told her let's go back to the truck, she was like, nah. You know, she was like, we not gonna do it in the truck. We gonna do it up in here. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna do it in here, and we just gonna keep the volume to a minimum. And while all this shit was going on, you know, I'm still sitting down on the bed on the towel and shit, you know, on some old, like I said, casting couch shit, right? But this bitch was standing up. You know what I'm saying? And by her tone and body language, to me, it felt like this motherfucker was trying to raise up on me. So I stood up and I was like, listen, right? I was like, I ain't gonna let nobody tell me how to run my motherfucking show. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is what I do. I do this shit all the time. This is my shit. And I'm gonna do this shit the way that I want to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was like, listen, since you don't, you know what I'm saying, want to cooperate, you know, I'm just gonna pass on this interview. And the crazy part is, like, I'm from the motherfucking hood, right? So I can feel when somebody's sizing me up, and this motherfucker was definitely sizing me up. So my whole temperature changed, and I felt my demeanor just take a fucking left, right? And at that point, I figured out what the fuck was going on. This bitch, you gotta just pay attention to this part, because you probably peeped this shit already, but I don't know if you peeped it. Like, this bitch was stalling. Like, that's exactly what, like, this bitch, that's why she kept, like, stopping me and cutting me off and trying to, like, waste all this time. This bitch was stalling. And my opinion is, it was never intended for me to come over and do a fucking interview. Like, I think this was just like a, like, how do I, I don't even know how the fuck to say this shit, man, because I'm actually getting pissed off just reliving this shit. Like, this shit just happened to me, and I'm fucking reliving it all the fuck right. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I was like, look, just give me my money back, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And she was like, well, I don't do refunds, baby. And I looked this motherfucker dead in her motherfucking eyes, right? And I thought to myself, oh shit. I'm about to beat their ass. And when I say they, I ain't talking about the hoe and her pimp that was in the kitchen. I'm talking about the hoe and the nigga that she used to be. I was about to beat both of their ass because obviously at that point I was the victim of a very subtle robbery. I was getting robbed. Like it popped in my head. I was like, oh shit. Nigga, I'm getting robbed. Like, it wasn't no cash and dash shit, but it was like a cash and you stay here and we gonna see what happens type shit. So, okay, so we standing there, right? Because like I said, obviously, I'm a fucking victim. So I'm looking at this situation like, damn, like, because you have to really, when you in a situation like that, like I'm in a stranger's house and I don't know how many motherfuckers in there, I'm looking at this shit like, damn, what if this bitch like pull out a gun? Now even worse, like, what if her pimp come in the room with a gun and then this bitch sucks my dick by force? That shit could really happen. And then I thought like a little bit deeper, like even worse, like what if this bitch pulls out a gun and makes me suck her dick by force? Oh no! You know what I'm saying? I cannot let that fucking shit happen, right? I'm not sucking no dick. So I looked Optimus Prime right in her fucking eyes, right? Like I looked her right in her fucking eyes, and I think she could tell that I wasn't about the bullshit, right? Because you can always tell, like you like, man, this motherfucker ain't about to play. Cause I was about to tear that whole motherfucking room, that whole motherfucking house. I was about to flip all that furniture over in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because she said don't come in with no weapons, but surprise motherfucker, both my fists are fucking weapons. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna knock. Because what I did was, I looked at, like, you remember that fucking Equalizer? Remember when he was fucking standing there, right? And, like, you know how he do that shit where he just start, like, picturing what he gonna do to motherfuckers and shit? Like, I was looking at that bitch jaw like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit this bitch in the jaw, and then I'm gonna pick up this fucking broom right here, I'm gonna go upside this bitch head, and then when the pimp come in, I'm gonna run across the wall on some ninja shit and do a motherfucking roundhouse. I just started thinking about all the shit that I was gonna do. Like, it was crazy, right? So what I did was I just gathered my shit and I started heading towards the door. You know what I'm saying? And then as I was heading towards the door, I was like right there and shit, and then the thought popped in my head. I was like, maybe I really should just hit this motherfucker in the jaw real quick and just steal my money back, and then just zoom out the door. Like that really popped into my head. I was like, I don't think the pimp can make it out the fucking kitchen fast enough, like, cause I'm right here by the door. I think I can get away with this shit. Here's the thing though. This motherfucker had on a sundress. Ain't no pockets on that shit. So I had no idea what this bitch did with the money. So I said, fuck it. I just kept it cool. And I got the fuck out of there right away. Because I could feel my brain filling up with all types of evil shit. And after I left, I realized that the so-called pimp never revealed, he never revealed himself. So maybe her saying that she had a pimp was a fucking chess move, or maybe there really was a nigga hanging out in the fucking kitchen just ready to come out in the clutch. You know, I'll never know. And also in situations like that, it's never worth the risk. You know what I'm saying? Just get the fuck out of there. And I was sitting there, I was like, damn, they got me. They got me. And like I said, I'm not talking about the pimp and the bitch. I'm talking about the bitch and the nigga that she used to be. They got me. Her and that nigga. Both of them motherfuckers sat down with their fucking legs crossed, came up with a motherfucking plan. They was like, we gonna get that nigga. We gonna get that nigga. And they got my ass. That's what I might even call this shit. I might call this fucking episode, They Got My Ass. Because they got me. They got me. So, like I said, man, like in a situation like that, just try to get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't got that motherfucking yapper. Get the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? But even if you do got the yapper, it's probably not worth it, you know what I'm saying, to pull that motherfucker out. Because see, with me, if I pull my shit out, I'ma use it. You know what I'm saying? I don't just pull shit out just to be, you know, showing motherfuckers. If I pull some shit out, I'm using that motherfucker. So, you know, it's not worth it to be on some Rambo shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you can walk away from the situation. This is me just trying to be like, trying to save motherfuckers right now. You know what I'm saying? I know that if you in that situation, you're going to do what the fuck you want to do. You're going to do what your brain tell you to do because, you know, the first law of human nature is self-preservation. So I know you probably going to be like, man, fuck all that shit. I'm about to pop everybody in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Especially me. I was sexually assaulted. This motherfucker grabbed my sack. You know what I'm saying? And I just sat there and let this motherfucker grab my sack. And even when I realized that it was a man in disguise, my sack was still in this motherfucker's hands. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker had big ass hands too, man. This motherfucker could crush a Granny Smith apple with just one hand. With her bare fucking hands, this bitch could crush a Granny Smith apple. So that could have been my sack. Like, what if I would have been like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? She probably would have been like, what, nigga? Then, you know, just crush my sack. So, you know, I had to play it cool right there. But, hey, bitch, if you listening, I know where you live at. And, you know, I'm not going to come back by your house, but I might follow you, you know, and you know, just whoop your ass on the low. You know, I might just follow you, and when I see you by yourself, I may come up to you, and you probably not going to remember me because I'm pretty sure you see a lot of motherfuckers, but you're going to be like, man, I remember him from somewhere, and then you're just going to just catch a barrage of fists just right to your face, all in your rib cage and your nutsack, bitch. You know, I'm pissed off, man. I'm fucking pissed off, man. I can't believe this fucking shit happened to me. I mean, listen. I was just trying to be a fucking journalist, and this motherfucker fucked up my whole shit. I was just trying to be April O'Neil, bitch. Can I be April O'Neil? Huh? I'm trying to be a fucking journalist. I mean, you know, sometimes I'm a comedian, but sometimes I'm a fucking journalist. I want to go out. I want to interview bitches. I want to have a good time, but no, you fucked that up. You fucked it up. Can I be Donahue, bitch? Can I? Can I interview you? Can I be fucking Montel Williams, bitch? Can I please? People fucking up the game, man. People are fucking up the goddamn game. But anyway, guys, you know, like I said, man, just try to keep your hands to your motherfucking self. But if you have to handle your motherfucking business, handle your motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? Don't let no motherfucker, especially if a motherfucker put their hands on you. If a motherfucker put their hands on you, you gotta knock a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so never be, I'm not discouraging you from violence. I mean, violence should never be the answer, but sometimes you need just a little bit, so motherfuckers learn. I wouldn't say kill a motherfucker, but you should have kill a motherfucker sometime. So today I got robbed. I got robbed, man. But I made it out alive, and I learned a new fucking lesson. I can't believe that this shit just happened to me just a fucking couple hours ago, man. This shit really, damn. But anyway, man, I mean, this takes me back to those fucking reviews. Remember I told you to fucking, you know, just take a peek at the reviews and try to read them and shit. Not only are motherfuckers catfishing pictures, now bitches are catfishing with reviews. And you know what? I kind of blame myself. I blame myself just a little bit for not looking deeper into the fact that some of the names on fucking Optimus Prime's reviews, yeah, we gonna call that bitch Optimus Prime, and fuck it, it's Optimus Prime. On the fucking reviews, on her reviews, it was a lot of like repeating names and shit. Like it was like the same few niggas writing reviews, and I seen the shit, but I figured that, you know, maybe, I guess I was being naive. I was like, man, maybe this bitch, you know, just got some dudes that really like her, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's like a few regulars that's just trying to look out for this bitch. Like that's what I started thinking. Like, man, maybe they just trying to fucking show her some love, you know what I'm saying? So, oh man, is it my fault? Nah, it's not my fault. I'm really thinking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking right now because, like I said, like this shit just happened. So I'm literally rambling right now. None of this shit is. This is not a complete thought. Like this shit, I'm just fucking rambling, man. Damn. So besides that shit, you know, like I said earlier, it's been a lot of weird shit going on in Chicago, and there's a huge chance that this shit is also going down in your city too. You know what I'm saying? And the problem that I'm talking about is cash and dash. Cash and dash is when you meet up with a bitch for a car date. It's primarily like car dates that this shit happen. Or sometimes, you know, you meet a bitch at a weird location or some shit like that. And then once you give the bitch the money, she dashes on your ass. This bitch gets low, gets little, vamoose, pew, this bitch is gone. Andale, yeppa, arriba on your dumb ass, right? Or you meet the bitch at an abandoned building or a fake ass address, and when you get there, it's a bunch of young niggas with guns and shit, allegedly with guns, and they rob you, right? Some of these motherfuckers are so bold. This is how crazy the game is in Chicago. Some of these motherfuckers are so bold that if you look deep into their photo gallery, or, you know, if you just read their fucking profile, you'll see they tell you what the fuck. They got the decency to flat out tell you that they will rob you. Like on the picture it says, we will rob you. But you gotta look in the fucking photo gallery, you gotta fucking scroll down, and you gotta look at all the fucking pictures. Then you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck does that say? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta fucking pay attention. And you know what? I'm gonna post a couple of those pictures somewhere, like in this area of the video. I'm gonna look up a couple and see what I can find, because I know I ran across that shit the other day, and I'm gonna post that shit somewhere like in this area, just so you can see that I'm not bullshitting. I want you to see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I don't know if this shit goes on everywhere else, but in Chicago, these motherfuckers are bold. They're saying, listen, they'll post a picture of a little bit. She not even like a fine bitch. She like a little funky looking hoe. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, niggas are still fucked though. You know, I know how it is though. Niggas are still fucked. But when you look through the pictures, it says, listen, we will rob you. Even in the reviews, like, it's a few dudes that even still tried to meet up with the little bitch. Even after like, I don't even know if they saw the pictures where it says we will rob you, but nigga, just look at the fucking pictures. You know what I'm saying? And this nigga's in the reviews telling us, oh yeah, they tried to rob me. Duh, motherfucker. Like, I don't know, man. Is pussy that motherfucking powerful that you would just risk it? You'd be like, well, I mean, I know they say they gonna rob me, but I mean, she probably just playing. You know what I mean? What the fuck, man? So, guys, always make sure you read through all the posts thoroughly and look at all the fucking pictures. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the pictures in the bitch's gallery. There are always clues to let you know if bullshit is afoot. So always look at the pictures, like, and read the fucking reviews. And bullshit can still happen, but it lessens the chances. I'll just say that, because I looked at pictures today and I fucking read reviews and I still was deceived. I was deceived. My website has failed me. Like, this is the worst that this website, this new website I've been telling people about, like, it's the worst it has ever deceived me. And I don't know if I can forgive it. I forgive it. I forgive it. I forgive it already. You know what I'm saying? I forgive it. So what did we learn today, guys? We learned to always pay attention to the details. And we also learned that some of these chicks might have dicks. But I don't want that to detour you from trying to get your dick sucked by a stranger. And listen, if you are one of those people that listens to my stories and you like, damn bro, where can I get my dick sucked by a stranger? Well, listen, I can help you out. All you gotta do is follow me on Instagram at Paris_Ratliff. I'm gonna post that somewhere right here if you don't fucking understand. Like, I'm gonna post my fucking Instagram shit right here somewhere at Paris_Ratliff. And all you gotta do is just message me, you know, hit me up in my fucking DM and be like, bro, where the hoes at? You know what I'm saying? And I will get back to you as soon as possible, because I love seeing men happy. That's what the fuck I'm here for. My page or channel, whatever the fuck you call this shit, is just for men's enjoyment. And also ladies, listen, I know a lot of ladies listen to this shit too, and I would encourage you to also follow me on Instagram and hit me up in my DM, and maybe I can help you out with some shit. You know what I'm saying? I give great relationship advice. Or maybe you can just hit me up and say hi. Or maybe, just maybe, you are interested in doing something strange for a little fucking change. And maybe I can point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know I can point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And I also can coach you on how to make good financial decisions with your vagina. Because, like I said, man, I got a black belt in Backpage, and you can be one of my fucking students, and I can fucking, you know, help you succeed in the pay-to-play game, if that's what you want to do. I'm not trying to call myself a pimp. It might be just a little bit pimpish, but I don't want none of your fucking money. All I want to do is give you advice. That's all I want to do. I don't need your fucking money. You know, if you trying to, you know what I'm saying. We not gonna get to it. I don't know who the fuck listen to this shit, man. They might be like, aha, we got him. You know what I'm saying? So no, I'm not. I was just playing. I wasn't playing. I don't give a fuck, man. I wasn't playing. So ladies, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, you know, I love y'all too, ladies. Shout out to y'all for even listening to this shit, man. This is some vile shit, but this is real life. This is what motherfuckers do. What else? Also, you know what I'm saying, I've been talking to some folks, and I also have the funds, so my special will be dropping somewhere. I don't know where it's gonna be dropping, but somewhere soon. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I can drop my special in the next couple of months. That's what I hope. I'm not promising the shit, but I hope that I can. And also, I hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I can jump this fucking podcast off this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been talking about a podcast for a while now, and I know a few motherfuckers would like for me to do a podcast because I want to do something where, you know, I can just talk to everybody. Something where people can call in and tell me about your fucking Backpage stories and shit like that, or some, you know, just some shit that happened to you, so we can fucking figure out what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you motherfuckers got some great stories too, and I would like to get to know you motherfuckers and hear just what the fuck is going on, so we can talk about it. You know, I think it would be very interesting. But first, I would have to get to 5,000 subscribers, because I don't want to be talking to dead air. You know, I've said that already. Like, if I can get to 5K, then I will jump off a fucking podcast. I don't know why the fuck it hasn't happened yet, but I have a feeling it may happen this year. Hopefully it does. And like I always say, if you like what you hear, just go hit that fucking subscribe button. But if you don't, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, if you like, man, fuck that subscribe button. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to subscribe to my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's your decision. I don't give a fuck. And also, you can follow me on SoundCloud. You know, I use SoundCloud as a backup just in case YouTube betrays me, which could happen in any day without any notice. I mean, it could just fucking happen. I mean, one day I'm on fucking YouTube, next day I don't. Y'all like, yo, what the fuck happened to that fucking channel? I mean, they fucking got rid of me. You know, they already put me in fucking YouTube jail a bunch of times, and I don't know how much longer they gonna tolerate my shit. But yeah, man, go on SoundCloud. And like I said, there will be shit available on SoundCloud that might not be available on YouTube. Well, I know for a fact it won't be available on YouTube. For example, Backpage Stories episode 15. You can only listen to that shit on SoundCloud. And if you haven't heard it, it was fire as fuck. So I advise you to go check it out. You know, let me know what you think. And lastly, we need to come up with a name for ourselves. I mean, as a community, we need a specific name. I don't have any ideas. So if you have an idea, you know, just put your suggestions in the comment section below, and I will review it, and we can come up with something to call ourselves. I think it would just be cool if we had like a name, just so we can identify ourselves. So when we interact with each other, we like, oh shit, you part of blasey 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 blah. We in the same motherfucking gang. I think that'd be pretty motherfucking dope. Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't even have like a slight idea of what the fuck we could call ourselves. Or maybe we just don't call ourselves nothing, man. Maybe we just fucking creeps. I don't fucking know. We just regular ass fucking creeps. So that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, I got some more shit coming real soon. Hopefully this week. I think it will be within the next 7 days. I think I'm going to try to drop something else, because like I said, I got some shit lined up. I'm trying to do like a quick interview with a bitch, and I think I got a good one lined up. I think so far. We'll see what happens. Maybe I run into some more fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So thanks for listening, guys, and until next time, motherfuckers, toodaloo.